Hello, Art Clan! I want to share with you a little story that I've never shared with anyone except for my husband. So here it goes. When I was in 6th grade, I discovered art, and I became obsessed. And then 7th grade came and things changed. I started to share the characters I loved so much with other kids in my class, and I received less than heaping praise. And then it happened. I met this 7th grade art prodigy named Leanne. I won't say her last name so as to protect her privacy, but it's one I will never forget. She was advanced for a 7th grader, far ahead of my silly little poorly shaped cartoons. I was amazed and inspired, so I asked her how she got so good. At the risk of sounding dramatic, her answer truly changed the course of the rest of my life. She shrugged and said, "I don't know. I've just always been good at it." And with that, I was crushed. To me, this meant that if I wasn't as good as she was from the get-go, then I would always be terrible at it, which of course isn't true. So disheartened, I stopped drawing. I didn't pick up a pencil again to draw seriously for 30 more years. My passion for art never went away, so every few years I'd draw a single little something, show it to whoever my boyfriend was at the time, and invariably he'd chuckle because it looked silly. And I'd put my pencil away again in shame. This cycle repeated itself for 30 years, and it wasn't until I met my husband, also a fellow artist, that I was finally told that if you practice, you get better. His exact words, which he's always repeated to me, were, "Every time you pick up a pencil, you get better." It seems so obvious, but it's not so obvious to everyone, and not so obvious at every time. By the time I'd had that epiphany, I was well into adulthood, but I had so much lost time to make up for that I desperately wanted to go to art school. I thought that was the answer. Unfortunately, art school is extremely expensive, often costing $30,000 plus a year, and that's money that we just don't have. So I turned to online art schools. I searched for several years for online art schools that were good but that wouldn't completely bankrupt us. In the beginning, there weren't a lot, but over the years, many incredible schools have sprung up, and I've tried over a dozen of them. In this video, I'm going to narrow down my top 5 online art schools, the schools that have had the greatest impact in leveling up my skills and understanding in a measurable way. If you're a fan of art-related reviews, demos, and how-tos, be sure to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to guarantee you don't miss any arty goodness. The virtualinstructor.com is a school that's very different than the other 4 that I'll be sharing with you in this video, since it isn't a traditional style art school and it isn't a scholarly school. Instead, this is a school that offers a lot of courses on a variety of topics and specific mediums. It's a school you come to just to enjoy the process of art and dive into learning or expanding on a new medium when your heart desires. It's a place to revamp, refresh, and explore art in all of its forms. And I like that, so I wanted to share it with you. The site is run by an affable teacher named Matt, who seems to have mastered just about every medium on the planet, and his goal is to share his love for each with his students. I'm not currently a member of this site, so I can't show you the dashboard, but it's similar to the other schools you'll see in this video. Matt offers a lot of great content on this site, including a ton of in-depth courses on just about every medium, including watercolor, oil, pastel, colored pencils, etc. He delves deeply into each medium with courses that include multiple modules. Each module contains several video lessons and step-by-step written instructions on techniques needed to master that medium. In addition, he also has a ton of project videos where you can jump in and explore different subject matter using whatever medium you enjoy. He provides reference and sketches to use for painting in many of his projects. The virtual instructor also includes both a weekly live drawing or painting session where Matt instructs students live and answers questions, and a weekly member minute where Matt talks with students, giving updates on upcoming projects and classes, etc. The site also hosts a very active student forum where students can ask questions, share projects, etc. I wanted to include this site because although it's a completely different format than the other schools I'm going to highlight, it's filled with a lot of great content. The teacher is extremely helpful and teaches in an easy to follow way, and it's fantastic for when you want to learn a new medium without stumbling through the initial clumsiness. It's also great for helping to pry you out of an art block. The virtualinstructor.com is very affordable and it's worth the investment for those looking for a place to have some fun with art and enjoy chatting with fellow students. 21draw.com is a site that I have so much fun with. I really do. It's a fun site. It's a site that's filled with professionals from the gaming, entertainment, and illustration industries, but it's really filled with artists who love creating art. They just love creating art. And that's one of the things that sets this site apart from other online learning sites. Its emphasis is on remembering why you're learning in the first place, which is because you love creating art. They seem to have chosen teachers, or maybe they tell them to do this before they start their courses, I don't know, who really enjoy talking about what they're talking about, and it's so inspiring to watch. It really is. So let's go ahead and dive into the student dashboard, and I'll give you a sneak peek at what the site is all about. When you go to the student dashboard, this is what you see. You see a list of all courses, of your watch history, and a favorites area, which is one thing I really want to highlight because I absolutely love it. It's wonderful when a site has a lot of great content, but the downside is that you can get lost and forget which courses that you wanted to take, and then you have to scroll through everything to find them again. So if you have a bunch of classes that you wanted to take, you have to make a list, which I always lose, and it can be frustrating. So having a favorites list is very helpful. I favorited all of the 21 Draw classes though, so it's not super helpful for me, but at least it lets me know which ones I haven't hit just yet. So this is what it looks like when you go to one of the actual class pages. It's broken down into sections, and each section runs anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes depending on the teacher and the class. The average is about 20 to 30 minutes, so a full class runs anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. So it's comprehensive information that's given in an easily digestible format. In addition, a lot of the classes have a resources area where the teacher leaves additional resources like still shots of the drawings they covered in class, reference photos, etc. This is what some of the resource images from Tony Bancroft's class look like. It's a lot of great additional information when you're working on the class exercises, which a lot of the teachers do give. The video player is great. I've watched 21 Draw videos on my laptop, desktop, phone, and tablet, all of which are older, unfortunately, and it's worked just fine. The site has had no lag time and the videos are really easy to watch, and the player is responsive, so it switches between sizes. Also, they add new classes regularly. I've been with them for a year. They're the newest site that I've joined, and they've added new classes about every couple of months, even during the pandemic. So you're not only getting the existing classes, but also new content on a regular basis. On a final note, I just really wanted to reiterate, if you've got an art block, this is a great site to visit for having some fun while picking up some new skills. It's an excellent education. You're getting some seriously great information from professional artists who know what they're talking about, and you're getting it in a fun and exciting way that's really inspirational. In fact, I find that when I've had art blocks, this has been the site that I gravitate to for getting back up on the horse again and remembering, oh yeah, I do all of this serious learning because I really love it. And this is the stuff that I really love about it. And oh my gosh, I just learned 5 new things in the process of remembering why I love it. And now here is the very best part, the pricing. Oh my gosh. So $9.99 a month, $49 a year. It's on sale right now, and I would absolutely get it while it's on sale right now because this is just a screamin' steal, I am telling you. So 21-draw.com, remember, screamin' steal, get signed up. I know you're going to love it as much as I do. CreatureArtTeacher.com is run by Aaron Blaze, who used to work for Disney for many years before moving on to create his own learning site. It's an awesome site. I have lots of stuff to share with you, so let's go ahead and jump right in. I first want to show you the student dashboard. When you first sign in, you're taken to an area that looks pretty much like the front end. It's a list of all of the classes the site offers. When you click on a class, you're taken to this area, which includes each section that makes up the entire course. Each of these sections is anywhere from 15 minutes to almost 2 hours worth of lessons, so it's very comprehensive. His classes dive really deep into the subject matter. The thing that I love about his teaching style is that he's really good about going in deeply into the subject and explaining it in a way so as to make it easily digestible, understandable, and interesting even if it's a dry subject. His classes never get dull. In addition to all of the video teaching, you also get bonus materials on all of the animal courses and some of the other courses. The bonus materials include the drawovers and diagrams that he created during the class, and often high-quality reference photos as well. Some of the courses even include high-def video as well. Aaron's son Dustin is an amazing photographer, and he and Aaron visit national parks every year and take beautiful reference photos for the students. Some of the reference photos are included in the courses, as I said, and some can be purchased as photo packs from the site. Also, here are what some of the packs of other bonus materials look like. This is one from the bear class. Each of the bonus packs typically include 10 to 20 images, and like I said, these are all included with the course itself. The player on creatureartteacher.com is great. It's been easy to use on all of my devices, phone, computer, and tablet, and my devices are old, by the way, and the site is fast loading with no buffering. Aaron offers a great array of classes from fundamentals like anatomy, perspective, etc., to fun ones like character design, animal-specific character design, expressions, cartooning, and lots more. He also offers some art business courses that are helpful as well, like pitching your ideas, breaking into animation, etc. Those are ones that you don't typically find on other school sites. There's a great array of subjects, and new courses are consistently added throughout the year. He typically adds 2 to 5 classes per year, so you're always getting new content. He offers multiple media classes, including watercolor, oil, charcoal, and digital, and most of his classes aren't medium specific, so they're helpful for an artist's growth regardless of what medium you use. In addition to all of that, Aaron has a thriving community online, and the place to find him for that is YouTube. He posts a new live stream every week where he draws or paints in different mediums, sometimes traditional, sometimes digital, and he answers questions from the audience, and he talks to the audience throughout the entire thing. It's usually anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. I highly recommend that. It's free content, he's teaching the entire time, and it's just really, really helpful. As far as Aaron's teaching style, he has a great, easy-to-understand style that's very down-to-earth but extremely comprehensive, as I said. I always say that not every great artist is a great teacher, but Aaron is both. One thing that really sets his site apart are his animal courses. You would be hard-pressed to find anyone at any price point who will teach more comprehensively than Aaron Blaze when it comes to animals and nature. Really, he's hard to beat with pretty much any topic. He's just a good teacher, but especially so with the animals and nature. Coupled with the rest of the courses available on his site, you really just cannot beat it. CreatureArtTeacher.com, really affordable rate, which I also love. I can't recommend it highly enough, so be sure to check it out. Schoolism.com is an amazing school that is run by Emmy Award-winning artist Bobby Chiu. It's absolutely filled to the brim with not only some of the biggest names in games and entertainment, but also in the fine art world as well. Names like Justin Goby Fields, Bobby Chiu, Terrell Whitlatch, Cody Gramstead, Thomas Fluharty, John Burton, Gonzalo Carcamo. It's every name that you see on their roster is somebody who's big time. So let's get started and take a look at their student dashboard. Each of their classes, once you click, this is what you see when you sign into the site, by the way. And each of their classes is broken down, courses is broken down into multiple lessons or classes. It's meant to be used very much like a traditional art school and doing the lessons weekly, but of course, obviously you can look at it and do do the lessons as often as you would like. So you can do them all at once if you want to. But this is what the lesson page looks like. Now I've got it paused here so that it doesn't play for us. But each of the classes or the lessons is broken down into anywhere from 1 to 6 parts, and each of the parts is typically anywhere from 10 minutes to about half an hour. So each of the weekly lessons is anywhere from about 30 minutes to 2 hours. Usually they run about 45 minutes to an hour. In addition to getting the weekly class itself, you also get a weekly assignment, which is absolutely an amazing feature here, because as we know, having the weekly assignments, that's one of the pluses of having an in-person school, is that you get weekly assignments. You get a way to solidify the information in your brain. The assignments, depending on the teacher, sometimes are very long. A lot of times they have resources for you to download, and that those can include anything from reference images. Oftentimes they are some kind of reference image or instructions, that kind of stuff. In addition to the assignment, you'll see that there is a view feedback button. Now, it isn't on all of the classes, but on most of the classes, there is video feedback. There are 2 types of models that Schoolism offers. One is a monthly subscription option, and the other is to take part in a weekly critiqued session where it's a live session with you. Oh, let me pause this. Sorry about that. Where it's a live session with you and the teacher, and you get your own work critiqued. Now, that's a lot more expensive, as you would expect it to be when you're getting a critique from some of the biggest names in the industry. But even if you use the subscription model, you get the benefit of getting to watch each of those people who signed up for the critique. You get to watch their critiques. Now, that's amazing in and of itself, because you can learn a ton from watching other people's critiques, mainly because we all make the same mistakes. And so even though you aren't getting your particular, stuff critiqued, you're probably going to see the mistakes that you've made get critiqued by that artist. In addition to that, now here's the thing, is that one of the neat things about Schoolism that I love is that their focus is really on cementing ideas for the students. So not only does Schoolism have weekly assignments, but they also offer something called artist workouts. Artist workouts are basically these mini workshops that allow you to look over the artist's shoulder while they're doing, what they do, while they're creating art, and while you are also being given exercises. So that in and of itself, now the way that they're broken down very much like the classes. They're broken down into kind of weekly sections, but you can do them as often as you'd like. There aren't assignments per se, but they're exercises that are given to you throughout the workouts. I have found the workouts to be incredibly helpful, especially with Ian McKay, who is hilarious, McKagan, who is hilarious, and makes it really entertaining. And a lot of the teachers really do, which is wonderful. So now I want to just take a really quick peek at another feature, which is that Schoolism is switching to a different website. They're upgrading or updating their website, and right now it's currently in the beta model, so not all of the features are available, but it is looking absolutely incredible. I love this new layout. Not only does it have it really easily laid out for you, each of the sections. Now, since this is new, I don't think all of the sections, all of the parts are added here, but you get the idea for the most part. It has the course outline on all of that kind of good stuff, has all of the feedback videos laid out for you. Here's what I really love also, is that it has the assignments for you. Now it's on beta, like I said, so it's not going to have the feedback videos, but it has all of the assignments laid out for you really easily and very clear, and you can download the resources and that kind of stuff. So this new website is going to be even easier to use, which is a big plus for me. I've always enjoyed using Schoolism. I think that this one works just fine, but I do love I have to say, I do really love the the new layout. I'm really excited for it. So, like I said, Schoolism offers two different ways to subscribe. Either you can do a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription, or you can do the critiqued session here, which is more expensive, but again, you're getting one-on-one time with some of the biggest of the big. So that's understandable. If you do choose to go through the subscription model, though, you do still have access, again, like I said, to the student critiques, which is amazing. So schoolism.com, highly recommended. Check it out. I hope you enjoy it as much as I have and continue to. New Masters Academy was founded in 2012 by Joshua Jacobo, I'm sorry if I mangle that, along with a core group of instructors that includes master draftsman Glenn Vilpu, figurative painter Steve Houston, sculptor Ed Fraughton, and Disney art director Bill Perkins. To put this school in my number one spot really says something, because every one of the schools that I've outlined in this video has something exceptional about it that sets it apart from the dozens of other online art schools. And you'll get a great art education if you attend any of them, and for an incredibly reasonable price. The reason I chose this school as my number one is because it is set up to give you the experience that is most like attending an in-person art school. As I lay out the site's features for you, you'll see what I mean. New Masters Academy is for anyone who is serious about improving, honing, or maintaining their skills. So let's dive in. When you sign into the site, this is what you see. The student dashboard has your most recently watched class located at the top so that you can easily jump back into learning. If you scroll down a bit, other classes you've recently taken are located just below. And if you'd like to try a new class, you can scroll down a bit further and you'll be shown lists of other classes available. Now here's where we get into the fun stuff. This site has so much content and so many features that it's been overwhelming trying to review it. This is literally the fourth time I've recorded this video since last week because there is just so much to fit in. The video is due to post tomorrow though, so this is going to have to be it. As I mentioned, one of the strengths of this site is that it is most like an in-person art school. One of the reasons for that is because it's laid out to provide an artist the ability to start from the very beginning with comprehensive foundational courses in perspective, anatomy, etc., and move through them as you would a traditional school. New Masters Academy calls these tracks, and they even have a course guide that allows you to choose the track that you want to follow so that you can get a fully formed art education in the same way that you would by attending a university. I want to show you just some of the classes that they offer, since you can choose not to follow a track and instead just take classes that you enjoy if you prefer. Either way, you'll find some of the absolute best art information available. Let me just show you their perspective section, for example. It is vast. It's like walking into an enormous library filled with the secrets of the universe. It really is. There are just so many. As you'll see, many courses have separate parts that are made up of individual lessons. Here's what it looks like when you click on a part. It takes you to a page where the lesson is broken down into chapters that typically last a few minutes each. In addition, there are often extra materials included in the classes, like suggestive materials, reference images, sketches that the teacher did during class, and other course materials. In addition to the video classes, they also have live classes that include assignments, critiques from the teacher, and advice. I'm currently taking a live character design course, and it's awesome. On top of all of that, they also have a huge reference area that includes still images of humans and animals. Video, it also includes a video live drawing area where you can draw from live models, and a 3D reference that uses a 3D viewer. The extras on this site are seriously phenomenal. The school doesn't have an emphasis on a particular medium. It covers mostly traditional mediums, but it does have a hefty digital art section, and about 95% of the classes aren't medium specific unless you dive into one of the medium specific topics like watercolor, oils, etc. Also, it has specialized tracks that include illustration, design, etc. And if all of that wasn't enough, New Masters Academy also offers a one-on-one coaching and mentorship program where they will help you develop an even more personalized learning plan. You'll also receive regular assignments, critiques, and advice from your mentor, depending on which coaching plan you choose. The coaching plans start at $99 and go up to $949 a month, depending on your needs. When you're at this school, it really does feel as close as possible to an in-person experience. It's not lacking any of the features, including top-notch teaching, learning tracks that allow you to complete an equivalent to a 4-year education, assignments, libraries, etc. It also has a very active forum area where students can interact with each other and with the teachers. So it's really just an amazing school, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. New Masters Academy Standard Edition is $39 a month. The Premium is $49 a month. The only difference is with the Premium, you get access to the reference library and the 3D reference library. With the Standard, you get everything else, the members-only live streams, all of the video lessons, etc. You just don't get those reference images. I'll tell you, from personal experience, the reference libraries are worth their weight in gold, so if you can swing it, I would highly recommend it. But either way, you get access to a 7-day free trial, which, unless you are on the computer 24 hours a day, you're not going to be able to see everything in that 7 days, but you'll at least be able to get a taste of what the site is all about. So I highly recommend that. Take advantage of that 7-day free trial, and you will absolutely love it. So those are my picks for the 5 best online art schools that are affordable and also offer the highest caliber of art education. I'd love to hear what online art schools you've used and enjoyed if you'd like to share in the comments. Also, if you can relate to my story about giving up on art, I'd love to hear from you in the comments section as well. I'll add the links to the schools listed in this video in the description. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. I'll be uploading new art-related content every Thursday, so if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to guarantee that you don't miss any future art-related content. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! I'd like to thank New Masters Academy for sponsoring this video. It is amazing to be sponsored by a brand that I use, love, and really believe in. For a high-quality art education, check out NMA.art.